game do not require bow, basically, in Randomizer.
Well, remember, this is standard in Randomizer, so because we have to do escape, only the boss issues are shuffled, and the enemies are still the same. So
Right.
Link's house just got a piece of heart here as we're starting out our dark and stormy night.
So that means that our runners are not going to know if they need Ice Rod, basically, until they run into Trinex.
Yeah. Alright, we're coming up on our friendly half-dead uncle up here. I'm hoping for some bombs. I always like to see bomb starts.
I'm hoping for Kana Samaria. That's my favorite starting weapon.
Oh, it's just a sword.
Just a sword.
Now remember, in the more recent versions of Randomizer, they've actually rebalanced it so the sword is just as likely as all the other weapons. Ooh, that's a nice move roll find.
Absolutely.
Now, having a good repeatable item such as the sword means they're going to be able to easily farm for bombs if they don't happen to find them in the chests.
Yeah, absolutely. And that means we're going to see a lot of dead guards here.
I mean, I hope they're getting hazard pay at least. Whatever Link doesn't take off him after killing him, that is.
I'm a little amazed that rupees drop so rarely as they do.
Yeah, it seems at least in the escape sequence, it's not a lot of just a lot of hearts usually, not a lot of rupees, definitely not a lot of bombs because you'd see them more often.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
just whenever those packs decide they're going to come out of the pool. Answering a question in chat, yes, this is randomized sword, so there was a very good chance they were going to get something other than the sword, such as Fire Rod, Bow, Cane of Verna, Cane of Samaria, bombs. Oh, there's the bomb drop. Alright, so we're sitting pretty now.
I believe that means that they killed literally the same exact number of enemies on the way down here.
It was just a hair different. I think Mentos got his one before Khloe did.
No, Mentos and Khloe both got them in the same room.
Oh, they got them off the same drop. Nice.
Yeah. Incredibly clean boss man there. From Mentosman.
Absolutely.
To answer a question in chat, this is not swordless, as noted by the fact that our runners have a sword, but if it were swordless, there would not be swords anywhere, and a lot of things would need to be changed, which you can go to the randomizer site to figure out, because no need to go into those here. Anyway, Mentosman off to just an early lead, solely from just really, really good execution here.
Yeah, just a little bit of difference in execution. She's about a room and a half ahead. Yeah, answering another question in chat. Yeah, they rebalanced the sword on randomized swords in standard and V30. V29, you very rarely found a sword in this kind of mode.
Yeah, I honestly don't remember ever finding a sword in standard randomized swords in V29.
Alright, so 4.5 up to the back of escape. Doing pretty solid so far. We're probably going to see just about normal, you know, your rough 6.5 from the escape sequence.
Yeah. A little bit more, because they're going to be dipping into that side room that they don't do in NMG.
True.
that is a bomb drop. That means they're not going to need really any bombs, because they're going to be able to do all 3 of the required bomb drop bombable walls in Kakariko and the bomb here in Escape.
Yeah, and they're more than likely to find bombs for South Shore and such inside of all the checks in Kakariko.
Yeah. Ever since they removed bomb upgrades, bombs have been just so much easier to find.
Mentos dropping that bomb, barely getting it back off. Well, I guess the only good news is it's the single arrow out of the unique item pool. Mentos deciding to burn the second bomb on the way up. After finding another pack, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, after finding the other pack, it will make it. And having a sword means that just there's a lot of things that you don't need to use bombs for.
Yeah, at this point, it's just about making sure you have enough going into Kakariko. You need 1 for Blind's Hut, 1 for the well, 1 for the Chicken Shack, maybe 1 for the race game, and then Ice Rod Cave and Mini Moldorm. So you need like 6 bombs minimum after the escape sequence.
Mentos is doing South Shore first, it looks like. Oh no, he's going directly to Eastern.
Yeah, he's going right to the coat closet. This is a unique play to say the least.
Does he know that Randomizer is only bosses? Because this is the type of play I would expect to see if it were just regular Randomizer.
Yeah, this is full Randomizer. This is a super solid play, but right now, I don't know. Maybe he's been burned by the coat closet a couple times, and he wants to just get the early check off. Let's see if it plays out. Moment of truth. Well, blue mail, some money.
I mean,
it's okay.
There are things that are nice to see and that you wouldn't care about when you went to the back of this hut later, but just still so many chests.
Oh, and the bows in the mushroom spot. That's painful. Quick check. I saw it was a 5-6 on Eastern. I think it was a pendant on here. I'll have to check it on this restream here.
Yep. Or just on Mentos's stream. 5-6 on both Eastern and Hera, and just a regular crystal on Desert.
Alright, so Khloe with the beep strats here coming into the Blind's Hut. We're going to see what the thief's stolen today.
So if you're Mentosman, you do most of this dungeon, go find the bow. Do you come back and do this dungeon immediately because it's the red rupee or red crystal, or do you do something else?
It depends. If I find all 3 items in here, and I think that's 2 so far, I'm not coming back here until I can clear Hera and have access to the Pyramid Fairy.
Right.
All right, so Khloe coming out with a Bombos medallion. We'll have to see what comes out of the well now.
There are, as they said in chat, there are an impressively large number of bosses that are not going to be clearable with just the bow. So it's probably fine, actually.
Yeah, it's probably okay. In chat brings up a good point. Oh, that's a hint.
Palace. That is a fantastic hint.
Well, it is a fantastic hint, but this is not all dungeons. The flute may not be required.
Even if it's not required, if either Mire or Ice Palace is required, that is a really good hint, because the flute does speed up your overworld movement a lot.
Yeah, knowing this game, it's probably some kind of super awkward flute required to get to Death Mountain Seed because no lamp. Hey, there's your only 100 pack out of the pool. And a glove.
Mentos cannot get to the boss, no. To answer a question in chat.
Yeah, this is gonna be his last check in here. Oh, is that the other mail upgrade in the library? So the good news is Mentosman did find all 3 items in there. So not a huge rush to get back in here. Wow, that's Titan's mid on the race game.
That's Dark World access for Khloe Prower already.
Yeah, that's Dark World access at what's probably going to be about 11:20, 11:25.
So that means we might have, not 3 heart, 6 heart, green mail, whatever the end of Village of Outcasts is, Thieves Town.
Yeah, Thieves Town. Now, this is one of the scenarios, boss randomizer. I love to just dip straight into the boss, see what it is before going in to clear out the rest of the back, because you don't have to return. You don't have to return the maiden. You don't have to worry about any of that basement junk. You can just run straight back there with a big key and go, okay, who's here? If it's something easy, like it's a vanilla blind or a Moldorm, you're like, cool, free clear. Oh, Chloe's going to pull out some B strats here. Mentos just coming through to clear out mini Moldorm.
So the question was it worth using the bee like that? The answer is probably. Or just to sell the bee?
I just use the bee. I'm not a fan of selling the bee. I've had it work so infrequently. Besides, it was just a regular bee, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I've had selling the bee work so infrequently for me that is, and there's so many 300 packs in the pool that it's just more valuable for me to clear it out that way. Plus, bee's got uses on so many bosses. It can distract a blind head. It can damage moth.
It can lag the game.
Everybody
Khloe
likes
did
a
get
lag.
sick kid, yeah. That's why everyone's favorite boomerang is the red one.
Alright, so Mentos is going to get Ice Rod, which Khloe skipped, but Chloe's going to come back here, get the closet, and get a possibly clearable at Eastern.
I'm sure he's gonna try it at the very least.
Yeah, so Mentos is coming down. After Ice Rod, this has to be a fake flipper setup. So Mentos is going to go ahead and do a minor glitch here, setting up a fake flipper state. Basically, screen transition while you're jumping in the water. It forgets that you're not supposed to be swimming.
Yep.
Vanilla heart piece on the island. We'll see what the hobo has.
The big reason he's doing this is probably to do with that was a near miss there. The fact that he has the moon pearl. With the moon pearl, he's going to be able to do the waterfall cave and water walking. And he's also going to be able to check what the item on the ledge is. And since he has so much money, he'll even be able to pay the Zora.
Yeah, you get pretty much a full check of everything down through here because there's been so many rupees. I mean, the 300 pack in Eastern, you know, was what, 300 packs, the 100 pack, like even Chloe's in on 800 already.
Yeah. Mentosman has only gotten the 200 packs, and all the rest of his rubies is just from drops.
Yeah, pretty much. So gonna come in here, check the waterfall fairy. Only a full heart on the hobo. Just a lot of love from our friend the hobo today. Mentor's gonna need to be careful about this possible snipe. Okay, we're good.
Yeah, he's fine. Even more money. He was a little bit lucky that heart didn't fully heal him, because he would have been swimming again if it had.
Yeah, another interesting thing about that glitch is if you get a heart refill, it resets your state. You have to go out and back in. 50 rupees on the ledge. Not anything we're going to be missing there. Alright, Khloe finding out that our flute is hidden down in the Ice Palace. Mento's going to go ahead and see what kind of scam we're running today.
That is the book which puts Desert Palace in play. Sort of.
Yeah,
They can't get to the back of it, but they can check several of the front of Desert Palace.
maybe.
Maybe.
We might have as few as one check, and seeing disappointment on a torch, we may have as much as, what, 4, 5, like, 4 checks?
So that book gets at least 2 checks. It gets to check of the desert ledge, and it also gets to check of the chest in the back, in the actual dungeon in Desert Palace. It's also going to let Mentosman check tablets along the way.
Yeah, maybe it'll even give us the oft-requested pedestal check. Now, Chloe's coming back here. I'm really hoping that that Chloe takes a dive off and gets a fairy here, because you're going to be coming on the dark room with absolutely no safety. This dark room coming up back here is underestimated in its difficulty.
So this dark room, like a lot of dark rooms, it's all about the setup. What I do is just throw a bunch of arrows, one at the Igor just to see where he's at, because the arrow will stick in the Igor, and you'll be able to like see him moving around.
Yeah, I think we're having a little deja vu. I think Mentos had a hard reset on accident and has to go back and pick up the bow again.
Yeah, he didn't even see the bow. Actually, it
Oh, wow.
reset right before the bow came into vision.
Oh. But sure enough, if you got pedestal hype, get it in chat now. And it's just bombs.
Ped is dead.
Yep, rip Ped. Khloe making a really nice run through that dark room. Almost back to find out what kind of boss we're dealing with now. Come on.
Dronex? Oh.
No. This is, kinda doable?
No, technically doable, I think is the right way to say this.
Yeah, but you get touched by that lightning, it's gonna be a very bad time.
I'm getting flashbacks of required bombs in a swordless seed once to do that boss.
Yeah, I think that's one that you're gonna go ahead and skip for now and come back with, like, tempered.
Or silvers. Silvers makes that boss a joke.
True, standard difficulty, or normal difficulty, yeah. Silvers just make that easy.
Yeah. Been playing, or casting a lot of hard difficulty matches, have you?
Yeah. Alright, so Khloe checking out the dam. Mentos finally getting to Kakariko. Probably after especially after getting down in the race game, gonna have some choice words under his breath.
Also, we do have Dark World access. It should be noted.
Yeah, we got Dark World access through the Titans.
Yeah.
So we're pretty good as far as that goes. Khloe just want to get all this basic Light World stuff that you don't want to skip out of the way.
The question is whether Khloe is going to grab going to go talk to Zora. Because we don't know if that book's required, but it very much could be.
Yeah, there's a lot of scenarios where it can be required, especially right now.
Khloe is going to go directly into Ice Palace. I cannot see a circumstance where they don't. They have all the things they require to get into Ice Palace. They know that the flute's in there. They're going to be able to do basically all of it except for the hammer-locked places.
I mean,
they have the possibility of doing it, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's possible, but if you're doing that, I'm going to get some blue potion first, because Fighter Sword Pin Gators, no. Now, blue potions and bombosing everything in sight, that's possible. I mean, the question going on in chat here, is it worth going in for it? And for the flute, yeah, it's worth it all day. Khloe going for the bomb setup after a couple of screen transitions, just saying forget about it. Mentos blind into the race game, gonna really enjoy this.
Skipping Hobo, which ends up being the right move.
It's the right and the wrong move. I mean, early health is never bad, but they'll have enough by the end of the seed.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chad bring up another good point. No hammer, so if you don't find it by the time you get down to double freeze-or, you've burned a lot of time.
Hammer blocks 3 checks. It blocks 2 checks on the right side and the 1 check on the boss itself. So
yeah, just still overall low health navigation of Ice Palace with no fire rod.
It seems Chloe's not doing it. I'm just
yeah. Oh no, it's a super interesting point. Now I'm actually all for the gamble. I'd love to have seen it. I mean, knowing that you got a really important item in there. But it turns out that Meyer is the red pendant, Skull's the blue, and the green's in pod. Ooh.
So flute is not required.
Mentos finding a Fisher-Price shield in the chess game. Khloe heading over for what I can only assume is to finally come into Dark World here as well.
Yeah.
So even for checking straight into Shaz's closet in Eastern, Mentos actually finds himself maybe a couple of seconds ahead here. Them having pretty much synced up most of, not all the same checks.
I'm at a loss to what check one of them did that the other didn't, actually.
Hobo. That's pretty much it.
So Mentos is actually a check ahead and in Dark World faster.
Yeah. This is... Khloe ended up doing a lot of the same checks that weren't required. So the early advantage kind of just got nullified due to them just wanting to complete everything. Oh, that's a hook shot. So first chest of thieves down turns out to be the hook shot.
And the second chest is a better sword.
Yeah, this is turning out pretty well.
And I mean, there's twice as many items in Thieves Town as there are in. Oh, but there's the mirror. Never mind. Doesn't even matter.
Yeah, that's just getting all kinds of interesting now. So we got the mirror there. We got a sword and wow, half magic. Wow. These two dungeons are loaded today. Whoa.
That is everything in Swamp Palace. There's a good chance we are not going. Actually, no, we're guaranteed to not go back there at all.
Yeah,
Unless Khloe
Khloe
Prower,
did-
for some reason, doesn't check, gets desperate, essentially.
Yeah, because we know Pedestal is completely dead. So Skull is as good as you'd want it. You don't even need to go to the big key chest. Mentos
Landmos.
finds Lambos.
Only boss possible in an empty room. Doing some NMG strats. So, interesting thing to note, all Light World bosses, so Lenmos, Armos, and Moldorm, take the same amount of damage from sword slashes, the base sword slashes they do from the base sword spin. So if you want to do extra damage with Master Sword, you need to be spinning.
Oh my god. So Mentos finds silvers on Landmo and Thieves Town. Khloe finds the lamp in the graveyard ledge.
That is a lot. That is a lot. There are 4 items, and 3 of them have been found in Thieves Town.
Yeah, there's only one item left in the back. Mentos just gonna peace out on it for now on the hint in the last item. Can't blame him in the least.
I mean, those were just some crazy items to just start out with. I can't imagine the last item also being really good, honestly.
Yeah, so Mentos gonna head down to the digging game. Khloe gonna come down here and find all the value in Thieves Town.
Mentosman being very, very thorough. Making a nice little box there.
21 digs for the cape.
Yep. Very easy
22.
to, it was 22. Very easy to count because he made a box.
Yeah, made it nice and neat for us. So Khloe finds a hook shot. Khloe finds a sword. Now Khloe's gonna have just a hair of advantage on these southern checks, thanks to being able to actually check the tablet, check the cave south of Grove, powder on Stumpy. Why not?
Yep.
So yeah, unique item hints are actually going to be a premium today. And before 2 swords and a fire rod and hype cave.
I think what what I'm going to be in before is... Oh, we don't have flippers yet. Flippers and Hype Cave, hammer in the first chest of Swamp. That's what I'm prepared for.
Alright, a lot of love. Money. Money. Second shield. Okay, not a hype cave. So
No.
some money and shield and some more hearts. So Khloe about to get their silvers, knowing that that's going to make Eastern a lot easier.
We'll still probably hold off on doing Eastern for a while.
Till the well, the hammer pod's a pendant. I really hate pod pendant. I really hate pod pendant. So Mentos looks to be sequence breaking up the Death Mountain with the hook shot.
I mean, one of the easiest dark rooms in the game here.
Yeah,
Probably
but
behind the first Eastern Palace Dark Room, not the second one that we were talking about being hard. The first.
yeah, it's an easy one to do. It's just that no fire source, which Khloe actually has.
Yeah. Khloe has this fire source. Khloe also has the mirror. So Khloe, when they go up to Death Mountain, is going to be able to finish Hera and check just everything up there.
Yeah, so Rare's a red Rang. So what I'd like to see Khloe do here is basically the same things Mentos did, except you can check the south of the Grove, you can check the tablet, you can go into Swamp and check the hint. I like to see people go in the Swamp and check the hint. It's a little out of the way, but you never know. Yeah, Eastern Palace had Vitreous. Not impossible, but getting hugged for 3 hearts hurts.
Yeah, no. With the oh yeah. Wants to do the digging game before going to talk to someone about tempering an item for them.
Yeah, this guy doesn't like frogs for some reason. Hey, Mentos gets the bottom jump. Good on him. Now, I'm not sure if Khloe checked the bumper ledge on the way by to go get that lamp. I don't think so.
If they did, I didn't see it.
Alright, Khloe's going to start the Hyrule Uber chain here, delivering everybody to their locations, as Mentos is going to come in here and check some Paradox.
Yep. Mentos getting slightly more bang for their buck than Khloe is. I think they're gaining 4 checks on when Mentosman went through here.
Yeah. We'll have to see how well Paradox plays off this early, though.
Not grabbing... I really don't understand why you would bring him up there and not grab the purple chest on your way back.
Yeah, I mean, it's just an extra... And just sure enough, just remembered, why didn't I grab it? I have a mirror.
Yeah.
The only leaving 2 locations over here, and one of them Khloe could actually come back for if you really wanted to, but I wouldn't do it before clearing out the rest of the Dark World.
Yeah. Like, the purple chest is already annoying. You don't want to make it more annoying by orphaning it.
Yeah, completely agree.
Anyway, let's see the checks that Mentosman missed.
Just a piece of heart and spiral, so we're going to come up and check Super Bunny next. Oh, that's a cane of Brian.
Completely unimportant. With the cape. And
Yeah,
half magic.
but it uses less magic if you're going to be checking something like... It's just kind of nice to have overall as a second tier safety, but the cape's better in all respects, especially half magic.
Okay, so if we take into account the fact that it's boss Randomizer, the Cane of Brian is the best item in the game to kill blind with in random stages. Like if blind is at the top of Hera, Khloe Prower is going to be very happy to have that cane.
Oh yeah, yeah. Don't get me wrong. That's great. If you're on an off-script blind, Kane gains a lot of use. Alright, so Khloe not getting through Hype Cave. They're going to come down, drop off the purple chest, probably check the tablet, and we'll have to see if they decide to drop into Swamp for the hint. What was Turtle Rock? I think I missed it. Ether.
It was on the screen for like less than a second. It was very, very fast.
Hey, Mirror Shield, who likes lag? Oh, Temper Sword.
And Mentosman found the fire rod.
Oh. Oh. That I missed. So yeah, once more, all the value. Gary was just a little bit of love in the locked chest at the lunchbox today. Single green rupee, but from here you can drop right off the side and check, yeah, Agna and go into desert.
Yeah. Yep.
Which is mostly completable unless there's a key on the torch. Oh, Fire Rod was in Super Bunny. Okay, I missed it. My apologies.
So, all of the checks that Khloe got from Mirror came up basically nothing except for the lantern, which I don't know that Mentosman needs.
Yeah, it doesn't need any more now because it got the Fire Rod. So the mirrors basically just added a lot of extra checks that really haven't paid off. But if they come down to looking for something like the Ice Rod for a Trinex somewhere, then, you know, those orphan checks can take a while all by themselves. Whereas Chloe's got to get them in line.
Mentosman might? No, he's gonna go ahead and leave the regular way. It might have been faster to save and quit here, considering that you have to go all the way around and all the way out. But I'm super not sure.
Getting that nice hook shot through the... Oh, I thought he got grabbed.
It was close. It was definitely close.
Hey,
That is going to make this about 50% completable, depending on what the boss is here.
All right,
Chloe's so happy about that hint, he checked it twice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. So let's see what's in big chest here, and then do you... Oh, this is a small key. Duh.
Yeah, it's definitely a small key. That was red rupee on the ledge.
Okay, so yeah, definitely skippable there. Mento's gonna pick up the lamp. Might bypass it. I doubt it though. I mean,
it saves so much time on. No, actually,
no. There's nothing they really need it for. But at that point, you've already sunk cost 12 seconds. What's an extra 2?
Right. They might need it if they have to do either Mire or Pod, but they might not have to do Mire or Pod. In fact, they probably won't have to do Mire or Pod.
Yeah, chat pointing out Chloe did skip the east side of desert. That's not a bad play because you're just gonna get popped out now right back at here, and if you don't find the item, you can just dip back on the other side.
Yeah, the worst case scenario is that they have to go do that, and they don't really waste all that much time by going back to check those 2 items.
No, the worst case scenario is Chloe finds a cold stare in here and has to die a very slow death to falling ice chunks.
They have a mirror, and I believe
Oh,
mirror
right.
works in boss rooms.
Oh, it's a moth. A very not scary moth. Yeah, not so tough without a moving floor and spikes.
And Mentosman is going to go ahead and check all of the mirror locations, probably including the Bat Cave, which is the only mirror location that Khloe missed.
Yeah, also they're pointing out Khloe has bombos can actually kill Cold Stare. So my mistake on that. So Trinax, you might have to slowly kill yourself. Of course, there's no slow death to Trinax. It's just usually pretty fast.
Yeah. Someone in chat has the worst idea I've ever heard. Which is to make spikes part of Mothula's spawn. Can you imagine the Tower of Hera, the top of Tower of Hera with spikes instead of bottomless pits and moth everywhere?
Can I one up you? Ice Armos Moth in that case. Spikes and ice. Bring up the worst combination.
Mm.
Alright, so Khloe gonna run up to Death Mountain here. Really a good idea. Can also actually do Hera on the first pass. I would probably say that'd probably be the best idea. Just do the old man, go up to Hera, jump down, then do the east side.
Yeah. Yep. There's a not terrible chance at this point that the hammer's in Hera as well. Based on just the sheer volume of things the hammer is blocking right now.
Yeah, I'd say the hammer or the flippers. I'd rather see the hammer up here in Hera than the flippers, because then that's going to lead you either to a possible hammer and ice, first chest of swamp, or dipping into pendant pod for the hammer.
Yeah. Well, what I mean by that is Hammer and Hera would open up Spike Cave to Khloe Prower while they're up here.
Oh yeah, that's definitely would be a great thing, especially with them having both safeties, half magic, all that. It'd just be right in line.
Khloe not even bothering to check inside Spectacle Rock.
Well, they'll probably think about doing it on the way out instead.
That makes sense, actually. That makes a lot of sense.
Just trying to minimize how many times you have to make yourself dizzy by going up and down Death Mountain. So Mentos is going to come in here, clear this out, find their moth fight, get their second dungeon cleared.
Yeah.
Khloe not finding much of anything on the tablet, going to head into Hera.
Mentos gonna have a much easier. Not that Chloe's moth fight was hard, but Mentos specifically does not want to charge up spins for this fight coming up.
Yeah, because of the immunity. Well, yeah, he's not going to spin. He's just going to slash Moth 3 times, and Moth's going to,
4 times.
4 times. Unique item above the pose. We already know about that.
Yep.
So looking ahead of here, since Mentos is clearing something we've already seen, and the only new checks we're getting at the moment is from Khloe, if you don't find anything in Hera, knowing that you're not going to find a lot of access otherwise, is... Chat brought this up earlier. Aga's kind of still on the table? Samaria is in Mire. Okay.
And that is 100% required, which means that we are 100% going to need to get that flute.
Yeah, so we're definitely getting the flute out of Ice Palace anyway, but now we have to get dip Pendant Mire for a French vanilla at the minimum Samaria.
So that means that the fake flippers into Ice Palace without hammer might still be worthwhile.
Yeah, it does.
Anyway, Khloe, show us a boss. What do we got?
Hey, it's another Vitreous.
Hey, we know exactly what to do with this Vitreous, fortunately.
Yeah.
Do something we can't normally do. Shoot him from the side. I do not know if Khloe Prower hit the got the second item in here.
I don't think so. Maybe they did. I'm not 100% sure.
I know that there was an item in the in one of the basements, just not the other. I just didn't check the other. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. So Mentos gets down his moth super quick. Gets his second crystal now. Khloe sitting on 3. Khloe has access to get the other 5, 6, but this time doesn't have access to the Pyramid Fairy.
Aga's alive, and it makes me angry.
Yeah, because of no flippers, Aga is still very much alive.
Well, here's the thing. Even if they get flippers...
Hammer inside Pyramid Fairy, yeah.
Hammer and Pyramid Fairy means that either they will have to kill Aga, or they would have to do a minor glitch to get the bomb to swim with them.
So Mento's not going to be far behind Khloe here checking out Hera. They're going to be really just neck and neck here by the time Hera's completed compared to these checks. And the worst part is we know that other than being a 5-6 crystal, the boss, Vidia and Eastern doesn't have anything on it.
What's left? What's left to check that's in logic?
I'm going through everything. Bat.
Bat is absolutely in logic. Yeah.
I've already seen Hammer on Bat in one of the matches I've casted. It's still very much on the table. Also, the 4th item inside of Thieves' Town, because they both went straight to the boss and skipped it.
Yeah. Zora was book. To answer a question in chat.
Yeah, Zora had literacy, which unfortunately didn't turn out to be anything but the crystal we needed. But still, it was good to have that at least. We can check everything, and we already know Ped's dead thanks to that.
The question is, what's available outside of Aga right now?
Mentos taking a 2-hold up. Yeah, so again, going through a bunch of checks we've already been through here. Bats on the table. Going through the mirror checks. All of those have been already checked out.
Okay, there's definitely an item in the basement here. And Mentosman, unlike Khloe Prower, already checked the right side of Death Mountain, so he's actually going to have a lot higher incentive to check the basement here than Khloe Prower had.
Tempered is Khloe is about to find it here. It is in this good little hookshot cave along with the mirror shield. Oh, Mentos taking the 5-hole fall.
Mentos, just like me, did not know that you can kill this boss from the side. I think you're just so used to doing this from the front.
I mean, you don't even really need to jump down. You can just sit up here and let the eyeballs come to you.
It'd take a while.
Khloe's coming back for the basement.
What choice does he have? Or do they have?
Aga? Bat? There ain't much. So I hope you like nearly synced basement checks, because I think that's what's about to happen here. Oh, also one other thing we do get in Randomizer besides bosses, random tile patterns. Alright, chat, guess that Rorschach picture.
It's a key.
Hopefully it stands for key item they're about to find.
No. What I hope is that it stands for one of the 2 keys you're going to have to do to do Aga.
And it's Quack. May have been required, but not what they were looking for.
Definitely not.
Alright, so it's Aga or Bat. That's a 50-50.
Aga or Bat in logic.
Yeah. Khloe, I feel this is going back to Eastern for Viddy. It is.
It gives them time to think.
Yeah,
is what this does.
Yeah, it gives you time. Okay, what haven't I checked? Meanwhile, Mentos beeline right fragging him.
Yep. Here's the other thing. Khloe doing Eastern first means that they're going to be able to do Aghanim, end up on the pyramid, mirror, go down, grab the big bomb, go right back up without having to do a boss before coming back.
Yeah, that's true. They're going to be able to just go straight in there, get the big bomb, go right to the Pyramid Fairy, get those extra checks out of the way.
Yeah. Also, if you remember, Khloe knows what boss this is and knows that they're able to complete it, whereas Mentosman does not.
Yeah, this in Mentos' mind, this is probably his best play. It's either one completely out of the way and nearly orphan check without the hammer, versus going to Aga, getting pod access, most of pod at least.
Literally all but one check in pod.
Well, 2 if you count the boss.
The boss is the check that you don't.
Oh, right. I getting for some reason I suddenly thought that the East Down Big Chest was never mind. I'm a fool. Check. A unique item requires the hook shot. That's actually interesting.
There was an item that they got in on the right side of Death Mountain, which requires hookshot. Is the 3 items in Hookshot Cave all of Swamp Palace?
The back of Swamp Palace.
The back of Swamp Palace. Can't be a sword upgrade. Unique items are not sword upgrades.
Same with the shield. That's outstanding.
Yeah, that is outstanding. It's got to be the back of Swamp Palace.
Because you can bonk into Mire.
Yeah.
Khloe, is this Sank? Yeah, because Khloe's not going to orphan anything. We're going to go check the bat. Absolutely doing everything except Aga.
Khloe is not going to be able to get the Pyramid Fairy before doing Aga.
Well,
they cannot get to the Pyramid Fairy without Aga right now.
Yeah. You say that, and then we're about to find the hammer.
Or something leading to the hammer. We're about to find flippers.
Or boots.
Or boots.
Alright, so Mentos is clearing out Aga 1. Khloe's going to take the back of Thieves first.
I mean, if they're checking 2 orphan checks, might as well do both the orphan checks together.
Yeah, plus you get the hint. You never know.
Plus you get the hint, and if they had done the bat first, they would have had to go back to the portal to get into Dark World.
Alright, Mentos mimicking is spinning Aghanim. We're going to see what's on the pyramid and see if this is worth.
I mean, we're not going to know if this is worth until we check Pyramid Fairy, to be honest.
Well, unless you find something literally right here on the pyramid. Okay, never mind. If Hammer even was on Lumberjacks, and you're still missing boots.
Yeah, it's not... The big bottle's a Mimic Cave, so Mimic Cave's useless. Khloe forgot that there's a chest up here, I guess? For a moment.
May have. So no key means that there's a possibility we find a key, which is really going to drastically reduce the chance we find the item. But if it could mean that the key's self-locked.
Yeah, the fact that Mentosman didn't go directly to pod is very strange to me. After clearing Aga, like, there are a lot more items in pod than there are anywhere else.
Yeah, even though it's a pendant, I think you go pod at that point when you're outstanding. Well, he knows where the cane is, doesn't know where the hammer is, doesn't know where the flippers are, knows where the flute is, doesn't know where ether is, and knows is required.
Where's he going?
Oh, he's checking his mirror checks. I don't. Did he check 45?
I believe he checked south of Grove already. Yeah.
Mentos. Flippers are the last item in Thieves Town. Thieves Town was just redonkulously loaded today.
I don't know what trick meant to. Oh, this was the fastest way for him to get. Oh my goodness. Mentos forgot that he hadn't finished. Yeah. However, as long as he doesn't go into the dark world, this will be fine. He's just gonna go, like, get one of the millions of tons and tons of arrows that are in Eastern Palace and use those arrows to kill Viddy.
Yeah. So, Thieves Town just even more on how loaded it was.
Yeah.
All right, so Khloe, this is the Ice Palace play.
Yeah. So the incredibly early dip into Ice Palace with fake flippers would have been the right move, probably.
Oh, absolutely. You call that up and down. Khloe gonna go and get that heart from the hobo, having skipped it the first time.
Yep.
Alright, so Mentos having cleared Aga 1, whether or not that's going to pay off in the long run is going to be completely to whether or not that there is a hammer in the Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, that's 100% what's required.
If the hammer is anywhere else, Khloe's got a significant lead here.
Yeah. About a dip into the Aga Tower lead. Sized lead.
So about 5 minutes, roughly?
About 5 minutes, yeah. Maybe a little less.
Yeah, with their loadout.
I think what it comes down to is that Mentos made a gamble, and they just have to see that gamble all the way through. They don't really have a choice.
Did Khloe really just skip the first hen tile? I mean, it's not a terrible idea, but with a couple items still outstanding, I would have at least checked that one. I mean, you got 3 in here.
And there's an easy 1 cycle here. Out of Mentosman.
Gonna grab his burrito, and sure enough, he's got an ability to go see his friend in the pyramid. Yeah, and chat bringing up the whole Thieves Town thing, I can't blame him for gambling. What, just, kind of half gambler's fallacy there. Just thinking of how loaded the front of Thieves Town was, you couldn't have thought that the 4th item on top of all that was going to be something amazing as well.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
By someone friendly. So, Shaz has the 4th sword?
It's Uncle.
Oh, right, it could have been Uncle. I forgot. So way back 40 seconds into the game. You see, that's why I'm over here commentating rather than racing.
Yeah.
Alright, so bowling room. Oh, it's a spare.
It's pretty close.
Alright, so Mento's gonna go finally give us the big bomb check. We have to have some kind of hype about some kind of random check because Pet's dead.
Yep. Khloe thought they had the hook shot, it looks like, and did not. Red Rupee, bombs, nothing. Absolutely nothing. And that puts Khloe Prower in the lead.
Yeah. So at this point, Mentos now has to go to Thieves Town and get that last item. The 2 orphan checks he has remaining is the bat and the 4th Thieves Town chest, but instead he's going to go to Pod. Might pay off. He might find the hammer in there.
And not gonna make up for the fact that he didn't get the flippers, and he has that orphan check that, like, he has basically no reason to check at this point, and
Yeah,
won't have a reason to check for a long time.
Yeah, those flippers are going to burn him pretty hard.
Green pendant is on Sasha. Green pendant, yes, green pendant. Arrows are on Sasha.
Oh, arrows. Okay. Had to double check that because I went by pretty fast. I'm like, well, wait, what's the green pendant? Okay, so that's a good piece of information that you don't need to worry about.
That was nothing in here. That means
Oh,
that the progression's in pod.
yeah. So this just flipped around again because if the hammer's in pod, well, no,
No,
Khloe
hammer
can get over there.
Hammer could still be in Swamp Palace.
Yeah, it can be in the first chest of swamp. Plus, Khloe actually has access over there now without Aga, thanks to the flippers.
Something sharp refers specifically to a sword.
Yeah. My first V30, I thought that meant the silver arrows. I got really disappointed when I pulled a sword. Well, first actual item chest within Swamp. The first chest of Swamp's always a small key unless you're playing Key Sanity.
Yeah.
Or Retro.
I love retro. No one will play it with me. Makes me sad.
Alright, so Khloe gonna come over here and probably looks like they're gonna get Catfish out of the way as well.
Yeah.
Alright, so this is we're an hour 10 here and where is the never mind.
There's the hammer.
Questions answered.
And there's Mentosman without any reason to dip into Thieves Town anytime soon.
Well, I mean, maybe the hammer will think, oh, I can get to the big chest just in case now. That's at least what his hope would be. So hammer's French vanilla. Chloe's going to come up here and check Catfish. At this point, the only outstandings that we really have, we know where the cane is, we know where the flute is. We still need Ether to access Turtle Rock and maybe even Mire. Boots have a possibility of being required still, depending on the big key being on the torch of GT. Ice Rod may not be required because there may not be a Trinex in the pool.
Yeah.
So Boots and Boots and Ice Rod are both in Schrodinger's Go Mode pool, but we do definitely still need at least Ether.
It's really just Ether that is unaccounted for, right? Like, of the definitely required items.
Yeah, that's the only of the fully required items that we can't at least know where it's at. We know now that the flute is hammer locked inside of ice. Now here's a question. You're Khloe. You go in here. You go bow lock side. You check the first chest. You go bow lock side. You immediately find the hammer. Do you peace out immediately and go back to ice? Because
Yes.
I would.
Yes. 100% yes.
Khloe did check Ice T. Ice T was a small key.
Mentosman going to go ahead and finish this dungeon, it looks like.
I mean, you're already here, but I'm not sure I agree with the play.
They know that the pendant is useless here.
Well, he doesn't. Because the hint was inside of ice.
I could have sworn the hint for that was in here. That Mentosman found it in here.
No, that was definitely in ice because it was the second one that it was the back of the long ice room.
Mm. What was the hint in here?
I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you. I didn't see him. I wasn't watching when you checked that.
Mm. This is Randomizers with only boss shuffled, correct?
Yeah, this is standard Randomizer, meaning it's chaos boss only, no regular enemies. Yeah, they disabled the basic enemy shuffling on standard because nobody wants to find a chain chomp in the escape sequence.
Right?
We care not only about the mental health of our runners, we care about, you as viewers needing to watch somebody die inside of escape 15 times. So the hint here was some cash inside of Ganon's tower. We find Cold Stare in here. Now, does Cold Stare take damage from ice? Or from spikes? Because it looks like it.
It looks like they do.
I know Vitreous does. I saw that one a little while ago.
Very well done from Mentosman. That's Ether, that's go mode. Well, that's no mode. We know where, like, all of the definitely required items are.
Yeah, that's Schrodinger's Go mode, and that is... Oh... Suddenly that whole dipping out play would be really, really bad.
Khloe Prower just found the hammer, right?
I believe so, yeah. Yeah, because they got those chests open. And Chloe's gonna finish clearing this dungeon, which might feel bad, but is absolutely the correct call.
They're going to be finished checking a lot of this dungeon. They very much might not check the boss of this dungeon.
No. At least for me, having already orphaned one item and found it to be the flippers, if I know there's an item still in here, I'm not leaving it.
Well, they know that the red or green pendant is not useful.
That's true. It's just going to be that one item off the boss, and are you willing to leave it as well? Yeah, Chad also bringing up Khloe doesn't know that Ped's not still in the cards.
Also, Mentosman doesn't have flippers, so he knows that flippers are somewhere out there. So he's going to make a beeline for these locked locations.
Yeah, he's going to first off check hammer pegs, it looks like.
Yeah. And probably check Thieves Town while he's here. Yep.
Oh, there's the save quit. You're right.
Say it again. Those are my favorite words.
You're right.
Yeah. You said it earlier, and I was actually wrong. When I suggested that maybe dipping Ice Palace was the right move. Oh, Khloe.
Well, Khloe's gonna, as long as Ether's not required. Actually, no. I think at this point, Ether being required for Meyer might be one of the best things that could happen to her. Them.
Absolutely.
Gonna refill on bombs first. It looks like. And arrows. Why not?
I mean, you have so much money, it's right there. Khloe orphaned the Helmasaur, which has Ether.
Yeah, so currently this is Khloe not having Ether off of Helmasaur, which is actually Cold Stare, to Mentos having left flippers inside of Thieves.
And it looks like Mentos is going to Thieves right now.
Yeah, thankful in his advantage here. Logic, nothing open, everything open requires flippers, or that it could be checked requires flippers, and there's nowhere else it could be.
So this puts Mentosman in the lead.
Oh, it's significantly. Depending on what the medallion requirement for Myra is, Mentos is significantly in the lead now.
Yeah, the only saving grace for Khloe Prower is going to be if specifically if Meyer is Ether.
Yeah, because that's the only thing that'll do is put them probably on a full clear swamp, and then realizing that they need to go back into pod. So Mentos finding out about the Bottle Amendment Cave that he's going to be able to skip.
Which is nice, of course.
So he's going to come up top, get his map, head to the basement, and find himself a set of flips inside the maiden cell.
To answer your question, yes, we are very well aware that Kane is in Meyer.
Yeah, we know Kane's in Meyer. We know the flute's in here, where Khloe is in ice. So currently we are very, very close to being in go mode, other than knowing if either Ice, TR, or Swamp has a Trinex, or if the Big Key for Ganon Tower is on Torch.
Yeah. The hint said that Flute was in Ice Palace and that Kane was in Meyer, to be clear.
Yeah, the eastern hint was the flute and ice, and the cane hint was in the upstairs of Hera. There's our flute.
Yep. Mentosman got the flute hint, right?
It was one of the first things he checked because he went to Eastern first.
Why is he doing Swamp Palace first?
It's not a bad play if you do a go mode swamp and you don't find a Trinex. I mean, that basically puts you on route with everything else you know.
That does make sense.
And it's blind.
Khloe, you have a cane. You have a cane.
You got 14 hearts, just beast through it. And a shovel. Chloe, the save quit the sank to go activate that flute. Mentos coming down here in the swamp. And he is straight go moding. He's just absolutely banking on one of these French scenarios not being possible.
Right.
And Chloe's going to follow Mentos right into the swamp before even activating this flute.
Oh, right. Mentos has the hookshot key item.
Oh, right. Both
Clue.
of our runners now know that there's a clue that there's a hookshot locked item that we have not found yet. So him and Chloe look to be both going straight after whatever this unique item is.
Well, maybe. It's going to depend on how they do the back half of this. If Mentosman suddenly starts checking chests.
Yeah. I would at least check the back at having that hint.
I would check all of these chests in the back here.
No, Mentos is going straight for it.
So he's checking basically half of the chests that could be the key item.
Yeah, he's checking the water room, and he's checking the boss, maybe. Maybe. It's a third Vitreous!
And there's the key item. It is the boots.
Das Boots! Alright, so that's huge for Mentos at this point. Unless there is a vanilla Trinex, he is in go mode. Well, he's in no mode, rather. He needs to get the flute, he needs to get the cane, but he knows where those are. He knows he can.
Yeah.
He has to clear Ice Palace. So unfortunately, Khloe's full clearing swamp here, looking for that ether medallion. And this is just going to be a little bit the difference. This is going to be a single dip of Ice for Mentos and a go mode swamp as opposed to a double dip and a full clear swamp.
And if you're Mentosman, like, you've got to feel behind right now. Having done Aga, having, like, skipped out of Thieves Town.
Yeah, that's probably one of those really almost bipolar plays because you're feeling, okay, I'm doing Aga. I found the hammer. Great, this paid off. Oh no, the flips have been available the whole time. This didn't pay off.
Kane is in a big chest. No, not Kane.
Flute.
Flute is in big chest. We don't know where the Kane is.
Hey, there's this last sword upgrade.
Definitely not worth it.
Yeah, it's nice to have, not nearly required. Not even nearly super useful.
There's a reason NMG skips it.
Mm-hmm.
Uncle was 100% the sword that was referenced in the clue, based on that.
Yeah.
Nice hover from Mentosman to go check the back of here.
Yep. So at this point, Mentos just needs to not find Trinex Vanilla, not find Trinex as the first boss of the Ascent, and he should be okay.
First or second boss. Like there are 3 bosses left that have the possibility of being Trinex.
Well, technically there's 4. The ice one may not be required, and after what Mentos just showed us, there's always the possibility he could just say forget it on the last one.
Yep. I mean, if Trinex is where Moldorum 2 normally is, Mentos is actually in go mode if Trinex isn't anywhere else.
Yeah, if I'm able to do it like Mentos can, I'm 100% hovering in that scenario.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so Khloe's gonna get the boost, which is unfortunately gonna unlock 2 more locations before going back to Pod.
I don't know why Khloe is choosing to do this instead of using silver arrows. They have an abundance of silver arrows.
Yeah. Alright, Mentos continuing his full clear of ice here, looking for the flute. Khloe is going to pick this crystal up, leave the dungeon, save Quintasank for 2 checks plus a flute activation. Alright, so Mentos coming down here, gonna fight and kill blind. Khloe checking the first of the two boot locked locations, not finding much of anything there.
Ice Rod in this last boot locked location, I think, is Chloe's last chance of being in this at this point.
I would say an early Kane and Mire followed by a buried Ice Rod, like in the cutscene chest, would still do okay.
Yeah, because Chloe is highly incentivized to check that.
We're probably gonna get our lumberjack check now that we have boots. Bombs.
Bombs, bombs, bombs. Nice mirror bonk there. Pet has been dead since the beginning of the seed when we had the book.
Yeah, thanks to some unique routing by Mentos, checking Eastern and everything before checking Kakariko, we knew that there's 3 bombs on the ped.
And despite our runners not being very close at all, they're both going to be activating their flutes within seconds of each other.
Chloe's gonna opt for the male upgrade. And in just a second, both of our ducks will be amok.
The duck is loose. Oh, and he's checking the
And Chloe's gonna go ahead and check this shovel.
Yep. Still nothing.
Alright, and it's Quake for Mire.
Which means Chloe Prower is 100% dipping in here.
Yeah, gonna check the shed, gonna check checkerboard looking for ether, and then gonna dip straight into Mire. Nothing so far. Now, like I said, like we've been saying, Chloe's real last chance on this is the Ice Rod being somewhere super trolly. That they're checking and Mentos is skipping out in go mode.
Yeah. It doesn't honestly even need to be that trolly. It just needs to be anywhere that Mentos is skipping.
Yeah. So if you're a fan of Khloe, you want the big key, and you want the cane to show up super early in Mire, and you want the Ice Rod to be absolutely buried. Well, there goes that chance. There's a heart piece for this other item in Mire.
So Ice Rod's definitely not in Mire.
Alright, that also means that they will not be checking out the boss of Mire, so whatever the boss of Mire is, it plays no part in this.
Doesn't matter even a little bit.
Since we now know that the well, it couldn't have been on the boss anyway, but yeah, the boss of Mire really doesn't play a part in this.
Yeah. Can't get to the boss of Mire without the cane, and the cane is the thing we're looking for.
And thankfully, with the second item being early, Chloe's not going to be diving all the way to the boss if the cane would have been the first item. And there's a cane. Alright, so Mentos, save, quit, and here comes the start at the mountain. Gonna make our climb to Turtle Rock. Yeah, Kane doesn't get much more French vanilla than that. It was in the next door chest. Alright, so heading up here, Khloe's just probably about 30, 45 seconds away from their Cane of Samaria, knowing that that's the last item in here. Mentos on the way up to Turtle Rock. At this point, Mentos is absolutely in the lead, with the exception of a vanilla Trinex, a big key buried behind an ice Trinex, or a Trinex is the first boss in the Ascent.
Yeah.
It looks like Khloe's going to take the two Firelock chests before checking the chest that actually has Kane here. Alright, the question in chat is, what happens if Mentos finds a vanilla Trinex? I think the very first thing that Mentos does is mirror and immediately full clear Turtle Rock from the beginning. They may have to nearly full clear it anyway to find the big key.
Where can ice be that Mentos wouldn't check at this point?
It almost has to be in here. I mean, in fact, I think we're almost 100% that it is in here.
No, it can be in Ganon's tower.
Not if Turtle Rock turns out to be Trinex, but yeah, in every scenario.
Obviously, but...
Yeah, it depends on where the Trinex is where the Ice Rod is. But at this point, everything has been cleared other than actually inside... Wow, there's a mushroom. Other than inside of Turtle Rock itself or inside of Ganon's tower.
So, behind the mushroom is one place that the Ice Rod could be that would troll Mentosman and not Khloe Prower.
Yeah, now Khloe's got the cane. Khloe knows they can't get into Turtle Rock.
Oh, right.
Flew to 5. Flew to 5.
They have to check to see if
Ped.
Pad, yeah.
So Khloe's going to do the safe ped check here just to be sure.
And then I believe they're going to be left with Pod.
Yeah, that's really the only spot left is the boss pod. For being a kill Ganon, this has been a very full clear seed. I mean, we've had required items in every pendant dungeon.
Yep.
Alright, Khloe can check Pyramid Fairy next.
This has been a very full clear seed, but it's also been a relatively nice seed. The only trolly item of the required items was the one that was specifically on the pod boss fight.
Yeah, that's really been the only one that's been super buried. Everything else was at least pretty good odds. French Vanilla Hammer in that scenario, pretty common.
Yeah, absolutely. Mentosman gets to skip this for so many reasons.
Mentos I'm a little interested he came in this way. Maybe he wanted the safety of that door just in case. Oh no, he needed the key, right?
Yeah.
Didn't have a key.
It must have been a vanilla big key.
It was.
Because that's the only reason you would do that.
Looks like we're gonna look at Laser Bridge. Alright, Khloe putting 2 and 2 together here and is heading straight back for pod. $20. Full heart. Well, there's the ice rod.
Mentosman officially in go mode.
Yeah, well now we're 41, and regardless of anything, it is go mode.
And Khloe Prower almost exactly a full dungeon behind.
Yeah,
We're
it's gonna be pretty
into
close.
we're into like number of Ganon falls from Mentosman for Khloe Prower to catch up.
Yeah, it's gonna be at least 3, maybe 4. It's Armos! Does Armos take damage from spikes? We're not gonna find out. Yeah, Khloe is TR plus a little more behind. Probably 9 minutes, 10 minutes.
Anyway, that is the last crystal. So it is now time for everyone's favorite game.
Absolutely.
Guess a number between 1 and 22. It's 22, right?
Yeah, so go ahead and guess the number 1 between 22, where the Ganon Tower Big Key is going to be. If you've donated at least 250 bits or have subscribed to the Speed Gaming family of channels, you are entered for a chance to be on the leaderboard. And everyone's ever-loving adoration and the glory that comes with it, of course. Get your guesses in soon, because TR to GT is not that far. We're going to give you a second or two after he enters the tower before he goes into the basement.
People meme guess 23 so often I've forgotten how many there are.
One's a blue rupee. Two's a red rupee. And we're going left side, due to no key.
Yeah.
Khloe cleaning up Cold Stare, and is not going to be happy. 3's 10 arrows. $304. Key in 5. Key in 6. Piece of heart in 7.
I feel like Mentosman is shaking. I feel like he is like staring. He's gotta think.
Yeah, I would, where everything was and how this played out, I'd definitely be eyes darting over to IRC every so often. Yeah, the ice rod ended up being on Laser Bridge itself. 10 arrows. 10 more arrows. $50 and $20. Onward to Bob's chest.
Bob's chest being 13?
Yes, I believe so. Double checking.
In, 14. It'll be 14, yeah.
Yeah. Looks like Mentosman8 is going to heartlessly kill Bob. 14's just 10 arrows. Come on, try next on ice. Armos, oh, vanilla.
I don't know that I've ever seen a vanilla boss in Boss Randomizer, to be honest. I don't do Randomizer very much, as is probably clear.
Alright, 15 through 17. Bugnet. Small key. And a compass. To the right side we go. Mentos having none of those shenanigans involving a tile room.
I mean, he might be having some of those shenanigans involving a tile room. We don't know yet.
He's not having them yet. Khloe playing it super safe. Mirrors out of TR to go turn in the mushroom.
That's a play.
Oh boy. Oh, heart's
20,
broken. 21.
21.
All right, and our correct answer was 21. The closest guess for sub or supporter was from, I'm going to butcher this, 22 from Clocks 2A.
I know 2 is leet for some letter, and I cannot for the love of me remember which one.
All right, going to save that up. Congratulations for getting yourself on the leaderboard there as Mentos starts his ascent. Kale 42. Alright, Khloe dipping back into Turtle Rock, gonna finish full clearing it. Vanilla big key. Ice Rod on Laser Bridge, not much you can really do there. Mentos with a really clean gauntlet so far. Okay, moderately clean gauntlet.
A clean enough gauntlet. I mean, it doesn't need to be perfect.
Yeah.
That was nice, though.
Yeah, managing to pick up the backup sword swing after missing the arrow. Our first Argus is going to be the second boss of Gannis Tower. I love that. So, for those of you wondering what the heck just happened, there are a couple of bosses, mostly Argus and Trinex, that when they go into a phase transition, it counts as there's no enemies in the room, so the door opens. It happens when Argus loses all his puffballs and goes to phase 2, and it happens after you kill the first 2 heads of Trinex. However, if you do that, you get things like what you just saw, Argus trying to drop into the next room, and the shell of Trinex being present in the next room as well.
This game was, as you might imagine, not meant to be randomized. Things happen when you mess with code.
Yeah, there's more spaghetti in this game than an old Clint Eastwood movie. Alright, let's see who our third boss is. Oh, it's just a poor Moldorm vanilla.
It's not even weird all eyes Moldorm.
Yeah, those are the best Moldorms. The 6-eyed Moldorms.
Mentosman deciding against doing hover strats there.
Yeah, deciding to go against hover strats, just, you know, he's still not seen a dot done. Probably a little bit of anxiety. Nice triple.
That was a triple. Was that 13101? Oh,
Yep, so
no.
must have been a double instead of a triple. 2 of them must have hit at the same time.
Yeah.
But still, pretty good at Agnum 2 fight. Mentosman gonna be heading onto his pig. Alright, Mentos starting off. Nice double off of the Trident.
We are going to see just an incredibly quick Trinex here.
You mean Ganon?
Yes, this. We've been talking about Trinex basically the entire game.
Yeah, but he took the day off. It must have been a vacation day. Took some PTO time.
It is a Ganon's Tower worth of Ganon Falls.
Yeah, depending on how you route it, and probably going to route it, a very, very late big key. Mentos playing him better safe than sorry on the torch glitch. Ooh, a
Nice
triple!
triple. That
And
was an
that's
actual
4.
triple that time.
Alright, and Mentosman clumbing through the door to the finish as Khloe just opens GT. GG to Mentos.
Yeah, GG to Mentos. If you've enjoyed watching this race, please give our runners a follow. They are putting themselves out there for your enjoyments for an incredibly fun race to watch, and they deserve your support.
Yeah, absolutely. This has been a heck of a race to watch, and the Mentos' official time was a 1:54.18. And GG once again. We'll see if we can end up getting him in here in a minute.
That is the closest... No, never mind. That has nothing to do with their in-game time. I do hope they go ahead and go to the end screen. That is required.
Mhm. And we are joined by Mentosman8. GG, Mentos.
Thanks. That was a seed.
Yeah, it was definitely a seed. So what were your thoughts overall on that?
Mostly panic from the very moment I found the flippers. That about sums up most of that seed for me.
I mean, 3 items in Turtle Rock were just absolute gold. The 4th couldn't possibly be, right?
You mean thieves?
In Thieves, yes, that.
Yeah, for sure. Really, my reason for not going back there was I wanted to have hammer so I could get a guarantee of getting the 4th item. So I'm like, okay, well, I got a few small locations that are slow to get to. Let's just make the Aga play, open pod, pyramid fairy, all that stuff. And that was a sad choice.
To be fair, from where you were standing, the Aga play, and from where we were standing, the Aga play did make a lot of sense.
Oh yeah, I stand by the play. It just, once I found the flippers, I was in that mode of my opponent got routed, they found the flippers their first time in Thieves Town. They're now 6 minutes ahead of me because Aga.
They did not actually find it the first time they went to Thieves Town, to be fair.
Yeah. Yeah, so this was a tale of a couple of things. You both ended up skipping the back of Thieves and both missed the flippers the first time through. Khloe actually had an early dip into ice without the hammer, and Khloe ended up not doing the boss of pod until very, very last.
Yeah, I caught that bit on the restream. I completely understand that from the point in the run at that time. When I was there, I did it because I was effectively 1 item away from potential go, or 2 items away from potential go mode, and Helmasaur had 2 items. It just seemed silly to risk not doing it. But going there with the flippers already and 1 item away from go mode, a little bit more reasonable of a guess to make.
Yeah, especially when one of the hints in Ice Palace was that the green pendant was trash. And another interesting thing is seeing you. We kept theorizing and kept waiting for Trinex to show up at some point, especially after you were go moding through Swamp.
Yeah, that was part. I hope that my way of trying to make up some time from Aga if Khloe didn't do it. The other part was I figured going back into Swamp if you go moded isn't a huge time loss, all things considered. So I figured it was worth the risk on it to see if the boss was Trinex or not.
Oh, absolutely. So one thing that we were kind of interested about, your starting game strategy. You went straight to Shaz's Closet, straight into Eastern, did everything before you went to Kakariko. What was your thoughts behind that?
I like to do other stuff in the hopes of getting a bottle or a flute, although Eastern Palace's hint told me I wouldn't be getting the flute. But I like to kind of try to set myself up to where by the time I'm done with Kakariko, if I've got Dark World access as an option, I can check Sick Kid if possible, all that stuff. So that was kind of the main thing there. I actually chose Eastern first, forgetting that standard Randomizer doesn't make it not bow locked. And so I was like, oh, I can just go clear Eastern right off the bat. No.
Yeah, also, it looked like you had a small hardware malfunction. You had a quick hard reset right before you grabbed the bow the first time.
So, funny story. For some reason, Randomizer and my SD to SNES do not get along super well. So, that was just kind of a spontaneous hard reset that I have no idea why it happened. I also got a couple of menus that just kind of popped up that were not meant to pop up, but that one was just having me sitting there like, sure?
Well, fortunately, you had literally just saved before that reset.
Yeah, thankfully that didn't cost you anything, and it didn't creep up at any other time later in the run.
Yeah, that was a nice plus. It was like, oh, the bow. Wait, why is the screen black? SD to SNES menu, huh?
Yeah, we just had some people curious about that, and sometimes you got to watch out for those hardware malfunctions. Again, glad it didn't come back to bite you. But yeah, you guys put on one heck of a race. It was definitely fun to watch all around. Although it seemed super linear, not so much because of what the game wanted you to do, but just because of the hints you guys got. You got a hard hint for the flute, then you got a hard one for the Cane of Samaria.
Yeah, those were especially by the time that I got the flippers and just needed Cane of Samaria and Cane of Samaria to get through T-Rock if Trinex wasn't a thing. I was like, okay, I know exactly what to do. Plus, the Mire hint didn't say Fire Locked in Misery Mire, so it cut off the entire left side for me. It was very, very helpful hints.
Yeah, the boss layout was pretty. I don't want to say easy, but it was pretty forgiving. I mean, you ended up with what, like 3 Vitreouses?
That sounds right. Shoutouts to the first one for knocking me down center hole in Hera and teaching me that Vitreous' lightning works like Ganon's fire bats.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did notice that you were skipping. So did you have the clue that a key item required the hookshot?
I did see that. I forget when I saw it, though.
I asked because you went directly to the back of Swamp, and with that clue, you could have gleaned that only the back 4 chests of Swamp have the possibility of being a key item.
I want to say I got that after I did Swamp. I want to say that was one of the Ice Palace hints, and I did Ice right after Swamp. But, yeah, it would have been probably smart to check the 2 drown chests, whether I had that hint or not. But I was kind of in desperate make up a little bit of time mode.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad choice at all. You didn't. I think you missed the map and a bottle of fairy, and there wasn't anything in those bottom 2 chests anyway.
Yeah, I want to give shoutouts to the Seed for letting me do that and giving me the boots on the boss of Swamp instead of, anywhere else in the dungeon. And also the Ice Rod just chilling in TR before the small key on Laser Bridge.
I mean, you didn't end up needing the boots per se.
You always need the boots.
Yeah, who likes to walk?
I mean, it's nice. Boots are great.
All right, so Khloe with a little bit of trouble at the back end of the ascent, but made it through pretty well. Just finishing off Moldorm 2 now, coming up in the Raga 2 fight. So this was the second race between you guys. Khloe went in the one you picked, you went in the one Khloe picked. Also, your first actual win of the group. How's it feel to finally get on the correct side of the win-loss column there?
It's a very large monkey off the back, so to speak. You guys were mentioning during my climb how I was probably looking at Urk and nervous. Well, I wasn't looking at Urk, I had that minimized. But yeah, my nerves were kind of on fire. Like, please just let me get one win during this group stage, please.
Yeah, but there's still a lot of races to go. I mean, you got a lot of time to make up ground here.
Oh yeah, I'd say 6 losses is pretty much at the point of moving on is pretty unlikely, but I can at least put up a fight and try to at least get my numbers up a little bit.
Yeah, you just got to pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers. Anyway, so you guys do you have personally any more races already on the schedule that anybody should know about?
Let's see. Tomorrow morning I'm racing Sabo in our game too. That's going to be a just regular old Key Sanity race. And then Saturday night, I want to say, is going to be against Jet, which is game 2. And that's hard mode inverted all dungeons.
Oh, wow.
Never thought the day would come where I would challenge Chet in a battle of execution, but our first race was ridiculous, full on 100% clear, and it was like a minute and a half difference. So I'm like, okay, let's go with the less variable and just try to bear down and get it done.
Yeah, completely fair on that. Alright, so Khloe dipping into their Ganon fight here. Now they have the advantage of having butter, so they only need half as many slashes.
Where was that fourth sword?
It was on the west side of Swamp.
That makes sense. I think that's actually the second race in this group stage where I've missed a sword that was over there.
Yeah, but the other ones were pretty well in line. You guys really didn't want for a lot of safety early. You guys had a pretty good loadout overall, including, for better or worse, an early mirror shield.
I mean, the mirror shield doesn't add as much lag as the red boomerang, though.
I was actually pretty sad about having blue mail after I cleared Eastern because I wanted to death warp and just respawn at the house and go in my portal. And then it was like, oh yeah, this is going to take 2 years to die.
Yeah, Khloe actually with the red mail having grabbed it after activating the flute after getting the boots. And that is Ganon down for Khloe. GG, really nice play there. Nice double in the last phase 4.
And Khloe done with a official SRL time of 2 hours, 6 minutes, and 55 seconds.
Yeah, get your GGs in chat for Khloe. We'll see if we can get Khloe in here for an interview. See what they have to say about this seed. But yeah, it was really, and you kind of had to, and you especially, Mentos, you kind of dashed chat's hopes a little bit with that super early ped check and finding just the 3 explosions.
That was the single reason I was happy to find the book. Like, haha, now chat will know early the pedestal is nothing.
Yeah, and it's just nice to have that knowledge as well that, okay, I can just, pee straight out of mire. I don't need to worry about anything being buried on there. It was go mode. You were already in go mode anyway, but just a lot off your mind. And another thing that was really interesting, going back to the Thieves' Town, having 4, really good items in it, you guys just found all the value in early Dark World. I mean, you had half magic and mirror inside a skull. Thieves' Town was what? I think it was a sword. It was the flippers. I'm trying to remember the hook shot, and the 4th item.
Fourth was the silvers.
Oh, silvers, right? Who could forget the silvers? I mean, yeah. But just all the value early. You guys, it's like you didn't find much of anything to start with, but then as soon as you decided to flip in the Dark World, just the world was your oyster other than that hammer. Alright, looks like we should be joined here in a second by Khloe. And we are joined by Khloe Prower. GG Khloe, good race.
GG, thank you. It was fun.
GG.
So, what was your thoughts on that seed?
I mean, the seed was fine. I just did every wrong play possible.
Not every wrong play.
Yeah. I mean, I think Mentos said it too. It was like, oh, you went into Thieves' Town. Hey, 3 items right in the front. That last one can't possibly be anything. And then I went to Ice Palace before Pod. Didn't find the flute that I was looking for in Ice Palace. Went to Pod, found the hammer, left Pod. Had to go back to Pod to find Ether. Ugh.
Yeah, but we can't really fault you on leaving Pod there. You knew the green pendant was trash from the Ice Palace hint.
Right, I mean, I knew it was just going to be the item on Helmosaur. It's like, well, I found the hammer in here. This can't happen twice in the same run.
So what were your thoughts going through there? Just, walk us through. How were you feeling, especially after the massive amount of deluge of items right in the early Dark World kind of opened things up for you?
I mean, really early, I felt like Pyramid Fairy was actually going to have something, just because, like, as soon as I got the lamp from Graveyard Ledge, we had access to both 5 and 6. And I thought that Aga was going to be the play, that you had to Aga in order to get the Pyramid Fairy to get Hammer or something silly.
We thought so too.
And so, I mean, I went back to Eastern to clear 5-6, and then I was going to loop around, finish Thieves Down, Magic Bat, and then do the Pyramid Fairy. And then I found the Flippers. I was basically drawing. It was either Aga or those 2 items at that point. And then the Flippers just went to Ice Palace first, and that was just a terrible play, too. I mean, it's probably mostly because I respect Mentos as a runner, and just I know that if it was just came down to items, he would definitely beat me, so I needed to find some way to get ahead of him.
I feel like you must have me confused with someone else. Looking at that 1-6 record now.
Well, like I said, sometimes you just burn through seeds, so I can't.
That's true. I know I mentioned it in the Yerk, but as soon as I found the Flippers and Thieves Town, the Aga play just had me terrified. Like, oh god, I just gave Khloe 6 free minutes. I'm screwed.
Oh, it couldn't have been 6 minutes. By the time you did Aga, you had to have had enough gear.
Yeah, it was probably less than that, but there was like 6 blue balls, so that slowed things down.
And I mean, that probably dragged you into pod anyways, so you got the hammer before me, I'm sure. Or did you?
He did.
Yeah, I figured. Which probably put you back in Thieves Town and got you the Flippers, so even though it... Did he get Flippers first, or did I?
No, you got Flippers first. Yeah, it was the last last location Flippers for Mentos compared to last location Ether for you.
Yeah, Ether too.
Yeah, the benefit of the early pod play for me was it kind of made me go, hey, there are 2 items on Helmosaur, so I might as well go clear this while I'm here. And turned out that was apparently the deciding factor from the looks of things.
How'd you like me bailing out of Turtle Rock, going with the mushroom, looking for the ice rod?
At that point, I couldn't really fault you, having been bit twice by items left behind, not knowing if there was a Trinex. Better safe than sorry.
I was really hoping it was like, oh, I'm gonna find the ice rod here, and then I realized like 3 seconds later, oh my gosh, there might not be a Trinex at all. I might not even need it. But then it came.
If there's a Trinex, it's on Meyer, as far as we can tell. Meyer or Skullwoods.
Yeah, well, I think it's still Chaos Ball Shuffle for this, so there might not be one at all.
And yeah, there might not be one at all, you're right.
Yeah, like we had mentioned, Tyrannex probably just took some PTO time, didn't want to deal with anything.
I feel like Chaos Ball Shuffle takes Trinex mostly out of it.
Usually, it's either no Trinexes or all the Trinexes.
Right. I mean, it was still a fun seed, all the same. I never fault the seed. Just fault the fact that I didn't read it fast enough.
Fair.
I fault the seed sometimes.
Yeah, there's some times where the seed can definitely be at fault. So, Khloe, do you have any more races lined up that everybody should know about?
Let's see. I have Sunday against Jet, which is going to be yay.
Yeah, it sounds like you both got Jet. You are definitely planning on this weekend here. So, guys, do you have any final thoughts about your seed here at all?
I can't wait for our match 3, just to see what it throws at us. Because I won the first one that he picked, and he won the second one that I picked, so we'll tie, I guess?
That works. I'm okay with a tie.
Yeah, we'll have to see how close that last race is definitely going to be. Well, once again, I want to thank you both for entertaining us and all the viewers here. It was a great match to watch. Once again, everybody in chat, please give both of these runners a follow. They play their hearts out for you here. We got some randomizers going to be coming up here for you a little bit later on in the afternoon on both the Speed Gaming Family 1 to 6 of channels, as well as LTTPR randomizer 1 through 5. I am Demon RHK, and I was joined by my co-com D2 Kemps here, as well as our tracker Vince Easter. And thank you all very much for tuning in, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. Good night.